Some quick hints and tips about getting started with using APLYiD within Vigilance. First of all, go to your settings and plugins page. If you can see a green border around here, that means APLYiD plugin has been linked in or has been set up in Vigilance. If it's not green yet, then please contact support@vigl.biz and ask them to switch this on. It only takes a minute. Okay, so once it is showing in green, the next thing you need to do is go into the configuration area, and there's some instructions here, so click on that, on the here button, and it will give you some instructions on how to get the company API key and secret out of the APLYiD portal and copy them into Vigilance. There's a few steps to do in APLYiD as well. Some configuration settings here in Apply. These things need to be copied into the appropriate fields within APLYiD here. And this copy and paste this list of IP addresses into APLYiD as well. So it's a good idea probably to just work through this document carefully, because it's important the configuration is set up so it will work. Okay, so once the configuration is set up, you'll be able to start sending requests to your customers through Vigilance. Now, it's really important that if you were using APLYiD before to send requests out to customers, that you don't do that from the APLYiD portal anymore, because anything coming back from your customers, it can't be linked into Vigilance. The request needs to come from Vigilance in order for the information to come back into Vigilance. Okay, so the first thing to do is your customer already existing in Vigilance? If it is, say for example, I want to send an APLYiD request off to Sarah Jane. I find them in the Find Customer grid, click on CDD Action and Onboard. Now there's two options. You send them a manual onboarding form, or in this case we're going to send a link to the APLYiD portal. So click OK. Now you're switched over to the pending customer grid, and this is showing you a list of all of the customers where you've sent out APLYiD requests or you've sent out onboarding forms. So this is your work in progress of your pending customers. Now here's Sarah Jane's one here. I'm going to click on Compose, and this is where I put in her first name, last name and her mobile number, and then send the request. So once you've sent the request, it's going to show like this one here as sent, and you just now need to just wait until that customer has done the work from their end. When the customer has finished, the information will come back here to Vigilance, and it will show that APLYiD has been returned, and there will be a review button. You'll need to review the information the customer sent back and either accept it or reject it. You're probably going to accept it. Once you accept it, it will disappear from this work in progress pending customer grid, and when you next edit your customer here, it will have all the information from APLYiD, so their date of birth, their full name, their identification document already verified, their address already verified, and you're good to go. And if you want to see a list of all of the requests that you've made through APLYiD, go to the Reports tab and choose the Third-Party Services Report. I'll just open in a moment. And it's going to show you all of the requests that have gone through APLYiD. Now, just to make it clear that any request that you make through Vigilance for APLYiD will be billed by APLYiD. It won't be billed by Vigilance. But you can always use that report to check how many, just for double checking. So if the other option is if your customer does not exist in Vigilance yet and you want to create a brand new customer, you can go directly to the Pending Customer tab and click this button, which will create a new customer for onboarding. So only do that if they don't exist. If you do that and they do exist, you're going to end up with a duplicate customer in Vigilance. We don't want that. Okay, so any other questions, just get hold of support@vigl.biz, and I hope that all works well for you. Thank you.